today's secret sauce, applying adhesive powder and curing DTF sheet films. So let's talk about DTF transfers printed as single sheets on a DTG printer. Before you print, you should preheat your film to drive off any moisture. So why drive off the moisture? The adhesive powder can stick to it and transfer to your shirts as white specks around the image or the areas that look a little washed out in your print as well. You can do this by closing your heat press to heat up the bottom platen for about 30 seconds, pop it open and just lay that sheet, unprinted sheet, on the hot platen for 5 to 10 seconds and you're good to go. Once you print the transfer, it's time to apply powder adhesive. There are two options, either a cut sheet automatic powder shaker or applying adhesive powder by hand. An automatic powder shaker is an enclosed unit where you stand the film on an angled board, the powder drops from the top onto the film, and the board vibrates to remove the excess adhesive. These products are fairly new, so watch for developments in this technology over the coming year. Most single sheet film decorators still powder by hand. So for this process, buy a shallow tub bigger than the film at Target or something like that. And so if you're doing 14 by 16, your tub needs to be a little bigger than that. You're going to lay the film in the bottom of the tub, and with a flour scoop, you're going to pour adhesive across one end of the film. You're going to pick up the film from that end and lift it up and let the adhesive roll down the film. The adhesive slides down the film and it sticks to the wet ink, and then you're going to just tap the back to release any excess ink. There are 4 options for curing the printed and powdered transfer. So let's start with the least expensive option. You can use the heat press you already have and to cure your transfers. So like before, close the press for 30 seconds, lay the transfer on the heated platen for 90 seconds. Now you can hover to hold in the heat, but it's not required. By hover, I mean put the heating element over the transfer. Speaking of hovering, this is not a reasonable method for curing transfers. Since heat presses are a contact heat source, they radiate very little heat when not in contact with the substrate. So just hovering over a film could take 6, 8, 10 minutes to cure. So it's not really a practical way. You need to heat up that bottom platen. You can cure the same way for 90 seconds using a bottom heated platen, which means a platen that actually has heating elements in it. Most heat presses on the market have a bottom heat element option, usually in the $700–800 range to add that to your heat press. The next option is a small curing oven with a drawer. Generally, these devices will cure a film in about a minute. They do require the same power as a heat press, so keep that in mind when you plug it in. If you're shopping for a curing oven, check to see what the maximum film capacity is. Many DTG printers can print up to 16 by 20 films, so make sure that the curing oven you buy is big enough for that size film. Many of them on the market are smaller than 16 by 20 inside. The last method is to run the film down a conveyor dryer. If you're a screen printer, you would need to speed up the belt substantially to keep from melting the film. With all these methods, testing with your own equipment is the best practice. So how do you know when the film is cured? The adhesive layer will have melted and have an orange peel finish. It will not be orange. Let me say again, it will not be orange. That's based on many, many phone calls saying, hey, mine didn't turn orange. It's just going to have the texture of an orange. So curing DTF transfer single sheets. That's my secret sauce today.